We're live. Hello Fire family, karibuni sana to another session of Fire Friday. My name is Leonard Mcharo. I am one of the founders of Savo, and it's a great joy to share this day with you. Let me pray. Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you that in you we live, in you we move, and in you we have our being. I thank you for every member of this Fire family, wherever they may be around the world, whether they are watching live or they'll be watching the recorded sessions. I pray that you shall be with them. I pray that you shall guide our discussions today, that the questions that come and the answers that we attempt to give, that all this shall be beneficial to everyone. I thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Karibuni sana. It's a wonderful day. I think before we go far, today we are talking about saving. Don't save. Yeah. And I would really like to get your views and your questions about the whole concept of saving. But before we get there, I'm excited that we are now 5 years old. This week we are celebrating our 5th year. Savo was incorporated on 31st July 2015, and we started operations on 10th August. So this whole week for us is a birthday celebration for Savo. And I think I'm grateful that within that short period of time, we were able to move from being architects to coming to our new business model. And we have done 5 projects. Coral Bells we are completing now. I think just all the rooms are done. So the little things that are remaining we are now completing. Savo Studios will be done by the end of next month, and the Royal Suburbs will be done by the end of December. And the amazing thing about Royal Suburbs, there's a tenant who actually paid. Can you imagine? This house is 5 months before completion. Not only is it sold out, but someone has already paid to be a tenant. So we really thank God for that, and we are so grateful. And as we begin our 6th year, we are on to our 6th project. You know, the 5 projects were Laser Place in Rongai, 90 Degrees in Embakasi, Coral Bells, this one here on Kiambu Road, Savo Studios in Embakasi again, and the Royal Suburbs in Roysambu. And now we're on to our 6th project, Savo Skywalk. So we are really, really, really excited. So let's go to the area of saving. Somebody has just mentioned here, Africa Tech Insights. They say they can't hear me. Please check, Africa Tech Insights, please check again if you can hear. We will like to, it'll be good to see that everyone can hear. Thanks, Dennis, Clean Production, asante sana. Okay, so saving. I don't have too much to say about saving because I haven't done it much. So I'll probably ask a few questions. Hopefully your questions will start coming today earlier than usual, so that then we can engage. It's not something I have a lot of experience in. I know why not to do it. Okay? So one of the things I've always been interested in are the habits of the wealthy. Not the middle class who look rich. The guys who are actually wealthy. And how much money do they have in the bank? That question, I think, has always intrigued me. And the few people I've been able to talk to, and maybe a bit more that I've been able to read about, I realized they have a lot of money in their business accounts. Their businesses have a lot of cash. But they don't have a lot of money in their savings accounts. They have, bare minimum. Bare minimum. And I think that's very telling. Because if you want to be wealthy, well, don't let somebody who is not wealthy to advise you. Let someone who is wealthy advise you. So when I checked and realized, okay, these guys don't have a lot of money in their savings account. Why? Because money in a savings account is stagnant. It is there. It's the piggy bank mentality. That I have this thing, I've put in my coins, then one day when I need, I can go and get. the whole idea of a nest egg. Nest eggs, eggs don't stay in a nest for too long. Eggs stay in a nest for too long, they go bad, right? But they have money in the business account. Why? The business account is for cash flow. Remember, it's not cash that matters. It is cash flow. That money is moving in and moving out, moving in and moving out. That is the critical thing. Don't just let it be stagnant. Okay? So I think that's my thinking. That's the thinking of wealthy people about saving. I use another example. Assume you have, thank you for Fumilayo, loud and clear, asante sana. I think this Instagram. Someone on Instagram, please let us know if you can hear, and also YouTube. Okay? Ralson, karibu sana. If you want milk, if you have milk, my best friend is from Kericho, and we shared a room. Very interesting guy. He and all his family. Every day after every meal, they drank milk. They just drank a glass of milk. So what options do you have if you want milk? Would you want to have huge 10,000 liter tanks at the back of your house, or do you want to have a dairy cow? So for me, saving is like storing milk in a tank. But if you have a dairy cow, then every day you're able to get fresh milk. So it's about supply, constant supply, constant dripping. If it's water, would you rather have a big water tank, or would you rather have a spring? So and here's the interesting thing. A big water tank sounds very impressive. But how much water can you possibly store in a water tank? A spring doesn't produce too much at once, but it produces all the time. So for me, the dairy cow, the spring, that is investment, because it gives you constant cash flow. That's the thing, as opposed to trying to just store it in one place. I think that for me is critical. Now, there's a question I've often encountered. Thank you. I can see questions already coming. Let me just say my last point, and then I come to the questions. How much savings do I have? Should I have 3 months, or 6 months, or 12 months? How much really is enough? What if we change the paradigm into a consistent stream of cash flow? Instead of thinking of it as a reservoir, a little reservoir or a cistern or whatever it is, why can't we think of it as a tap? Something that is always giving. For me, that is the way to build wealth. So, asante sana, I can see things are flowing nice and fast. Watch, let me have a look and check. I will start with Facebook. Dennis, thank you very much. Clean production. Angelo Molo, I hope you can hear now. Fumilayo said you can hear loud and clear. Instagram, guys, I can see Kisavi Faith says the sound is really bad. Can't hear anything. So someone on Instagram, please check. Chari Bongosa, welcome, my sister Fumilayo. If that's the case, what's an emergency fund? Interesting. Again, what do you call this thing? A disclaimer. I have never had an emergency fund. I never have savings. So, some people say put some money aside for emergency, which is well and good. And maybe at the beginning, maybe you should have a little, yeah? But don't depend on it. Why? Because I think when you have a fund, emergencies always seem to spring up from all over the place. From yourself, from friends, from family, from all over the place. Emergencies seem to spring up. But if you got yourself into the culture of investing, there will always be money trickling in. And in time, you will realize that the monthly cash flow you have should be sufficient to meet any emergency that comes your way. Yeah. Because if you try to save for emergency, how much can that possibly be? Yeah. If it's about being sick and what have you, those things, I would say take insurance. Yeah. Don't wait for that to happen. Take insurance for that. Yeah. But if you have investment, then that should be able to take care. So To build wealth, don't use fear. Don't use fear. You know, what if an emergency comes? Emergencies, they'll always come. But that one I can guarantee you. It's just that we don't know how big that emergency will be. Okay? Nancy, glad to be here. Let me take someone else. Kilemi, Isaac, a very interesting topic today. Robert says, looking forward. Gohi Muturi, YouTube, we can hear. Thank you very much. Isaac, how much should one be earning to start investing? How much should one be earning to start investing? Now, before you earn anything, you are earning nothing, isn't it? So I remember when my wife and I were starting out life, I didn't have a job, she didn't have a job. We ate, we drank. At the end of the month, we ate, we drank, we paid our bills. At the end of the month, we had no savings, no investments, right? So if you are earning nothing, you are alive. The fact that you're able to look for a job, you're still living. So your first salary, start. Maybe you'll not be able to invest with your first salary. You can save your first salary, but we'll talk about how to save. And that saving should be a very short-term thing. So start with your first salary. You want to get this thing right? Start with your first salary. If you're already earning, well, start today. Don't wait. There is no right time. Start the day to start saving, the day to start investing is today. So, you know, how much should you be earning? Whatever it is you're earning, because before you started earning that amount, you are getting nothing in the first place. So whatever you start with it, right? Still on YouTube, I look forward to Fridays because of Fire Friday. Noria Muridi, thank you very much. I'm really happy that we're able to add value. Shonia Muhammad, now I can at least pronounce your name correctly. It was a wonderful meeting you on Zoom the other day. When you started investing, where did you prioritize your investments? When you started investing, where did you prioritize your investments? That's a wonderful question. We put our money then, and we put our money now in the areas that we understand. Yeah, we were very, very fortunate. I think by the time we were starting, because before we started investing, we started putting our money, we started saving in a circle. We'll talk about how to save. We started saving in a circle. And as you're doing that, we were reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon, you know, the books that lay the basics of these things. And putting your money in something that you want is critical. Now, for me, I understood real estate very well. My wife understood money very well. So that's the place we put. There was a time I remember I put my money, I think one of the very early, I don't know if it was the very first time I invested, I put my money in a fund. These guys, you know, give them, then they invest for you. I remember I used to watch it every day. So I would watch it, the stocks every day, they'd go down. I put, I think that time it was it Unga? I think I bought a 20 bob. So it kept going down. When it got 15 bob, I was depressed. Then 12 bob was depressed. Then when it started going up, I think it was slightly higher than 20 bob. I went and sold my things immediately. I was very scared. Then I realized that's not investing. Investing is for the long term. Okay. Let me try and hang on at YouTube a little more. Robert Weru, what are your thoughts on education policies, seeing as they are presented as savings for your kids' future? What are your thoughts on education policies, seeing as they are presented as savings for your kids' future? Now, again, what are your thoughts? I really like that question. Thank you very much. You asked me about my thoughts. Before we invested, before we started investing, when you're still, in fact, before 2004, I have an uncle. I have nothing against insurance. I have an uncle who is a top-class broker. Those days, he used to win awards. And he came to me and gave me a policy. I think it was life. It was not for children. It was life. Said, okay, if you invest this amount of money, if you put your money in the insurance every month, I don't know, for this amount of time, if you die, you will get this. I went and told my wife, why do I have to die for me to get that, I know you're asking about education, but let me just give you my whatever about insurance. Why do I have to die for me to be able to get that return? Why can't I get that return if I'm alive? I looked at the mathematics. You know, how does he do his math? How much do I put in? What do I get at the end of the year? He told me if you instead of putting the whole annual thing, I mean, instead of putting your money in the insurance monthly, if you did it at once, you get a discount. I realized no. If I put it once, then that's the amount. If I put it monthly, then I'm charged more. I did the math; it didn't make sense to me. So I think that is one of the things, very interesting that you mentioned it, one of the things that pushed us to start investing, so that if we are alive, we will get our return. If we die, the return goes nowhere. By the time our kids are old enough, remember last week we talked about we were investing for the children's university fees. If the kids are grown and they need fees, we should be there. The investment should be able to sort out the fees. To date, my children's fees is paid by my investment. This is before Savo. The quality of schools they were going to was before I started Savo. So it cannot be said that it is because you're doing Savo that your kids are able to go to this kind of education. No, we had thought about that from the very beginning. So I have never taken an education policy. Yeah, I really don't think that I can secure my future using those policies. What do I take insurance for? Take insurance for my car, for the buildings that we do, you know, for things that can go. And it has served me well on that side. But anything that has to do with building my wealth or taking care of my family, my thoughts, no. Okay. Nancy Tasha on Facebook. What are your thoughts on unit trust investments? Okay. Sally Kim says today's topic should be exciting. Welcome, Facebook family. Wonderful. No, Nancy Tasha, what are your thoughts on unit trust investments? I have to be honest with you, Nancy. I don't know. It's something I have never tried. I haven't read much about it, so it will be wrong for me to advise on that one. I think I mentioned in this forum that I think the way I will add value best is to only talk about the things that I have actually practiced. Yeah, so unit trust, I don't know. But I will search. I think it's a challenge. I will search, find out. I can give my thoughts on what I have found out. And maybe you can also search together and just exchange views on these things. But I really don't know. I really don't know much about that. Okay? I hope that's not too disappointing. But I have to be very honest. All right, Kisavi, hey, the sound is really bad. Okay, still bad. I really hope is the sound okay? Someone is asking I think someone is from our end. Someone on Instagram, if you can let us know if the sound is fine now. Okay. Nguhi Muturi on YouTube. How to save? Pen and paper ready to take notes. Asante sana. Asante sana. Asante sana. Simon Dungu. The current rental yields are 6 to 7%. What's your take on investing in government bonds instead that guarantee 11% per annum? That's a good one. It's a fair question. Now, let's talk about rental yields. Ours are 8.69%. Yeah. Now, this is rental yield. Government bonds, 10%, 11%. Okay, I didn't know about that, but in my mind it was always 10%. So let's take 11%. Now, what happens after, say, 5 years? I've put in 100,000 shillings. I've put in 1 million shillings, government bonds, right? I'm getting my 11%. After 5 years, if I want to get out, or 10 years, however long I've taken that bond for, I get back, I'll be getting my interest, but then I get back my 11 million. How much will that 11 million be worth if you discount it to today's rate? So 11 million, I mean 1 million today, is it worth the same amount in 5 years, in 10 years? But let's assume I've bought real estate and I'm getting 9%. How much will that thing be worth if I bought it for the same million and I'm getting 9% as opposed to 11? How much will it be in another 5 years or 10 years? So government bonds are good because they are guaranteed. That one you cannot take. I mean, nothing guarantees you more than government. It doesn't matter what, that's guaranteed. But they do not guarantee you against inflation. In fact, maybe a story for another day. I actually believe that when government borrows from the people, everybody pays. So inflation is caused by government borrowing, and the bonds are part of that. Yeah. So when you put in $1 million, it will be worth much less. But if you do that in real estate, your capital will be worth much more. So for me, that's the difference, because your rental yield is not the total return. When you're doing your returns for real estate, you do rental yield plus capital gains. Now, capital gains, it does not put food on the table, but it is much higher, usually much higher than inflation. So if you buy from us, for instance, we are selling something for 1.6, right? At the end of it, when it's valued, usually they are valued between 30 and 50% by the government valuer. So immediately you have built your wealth. Huge. Yeah. But if you put your money in, and then from there, every year it will be increasing by another 5-6%. So you have your 9% plus another 5-6% year on year, compounding. The problem with government bond is that it does not compound. Okay, I hope I've touched on that one, Simon. Okay, James Chalo following, thank you. Japheth Mungela following closely. I'm waiting for the questions. Okay, is there anything I've missed here, guys? Not yet? Okay, as you keep them coming, maybe let me mention one thing. Just maybe in relation to saving, government bonds, investing in that general area. Maybe even part of the reasons why you should not save. Yeah, you can't build wealth. It's not the wealth building mechanism is not additive. It's not that 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 that I'm going to pile it up. That's not how you build wealth. You use compounding. Because now compounding has a multiplier effect. That I have this thing, next year I will have 10% more, the year after I have 10% more, the year after 10% more, and it's not 10% more, it's not 10% of my initial capital. It's not 10% of my principal. It's 10% of the new value. So if you keep compounding anything at 10, 12, 15%, I mean, if you're putting capital gains plus yield, it grows exponentially. Yeah. So my view is, if you're investing in anything that does not give you the advantage of compounding, then you're losing. Because it's not adding. It's not like putting a brick on top of another brick. No. It's more like buying chicken, which will keep hatching. It lays eggs, you're eating the eggs and you're hatching other chicken. It's buying a goose that lays the golden eggs. Yeah, so I think that's a key thing. Let me check if there's anything. Shonia Muhammad, what's your take on investing in gold? What's my take on investing in gold? I have never invested in gold. I have read quite a bit of the guys who do gold and silver. I know right now gold and silver are off the charts, very, very high. But I stick to the philosophy I believe in. And this I learned from Warren Buffett. I do not want to invest in something, whatever it is, that the only way I can make money from it is if I sell it to someone else. Then I lose power. Because think about gold. What is it? It's a metal, it's heavenly, it's all, I mean, it has all its properties that are wonderful. But it's a metal that if I invest in it, let's assume I've actually bought it. Let's assume I've actually bought it. It has to be secured, the vaults are done, but it does, what does it do? It does nothing. It just sits there in a vault. Yeah. So the only way I'll make money is if tomorrow I come and sell. So my view and my philosophy, I believe in investing in things that are creating value today and generating cash flow today. Warren Buffett's partner says, if it has no cash flow, just say no. Now, I know there are people who have a different view. And they'll tell you, even now, they'll say now, some of the things that have really gone up is gold and silver. Very good. But I don't understand that area. I don't understand the concept of investing in it so that it goes up. I buy land, for instance. I'll put gold and land in the same thing. I buy land. But for me, I only buy land if I can come and build apartments and then create value out of that. But to buy land for it to sit so that tomorrow I can sell it, not quite. So for me, it's a good, it preserves cash well. I think gold is better than cash. Yeah, I think it will increase in value more than any currency will. It's much better than any currency. So if you understand currency trading, which I don't, then maybe gold is a way for you. But if you're talking about investments, I believe in cash flow. Yeah, I believe in cash flow. Stephen Muthuo, class in session. Karibu sana. Who else? I'm still waiting for Instagram, anybody to tell us how the sound is and to ask questions also from there. Okay. Kevin Mudhama. Is the Savo return of approximately 9% per year net of management fees and service charge? No. I think generally when you're talking about returns anywhere, there are many formulas used. Yeah. So I don't know. There's EBIT. It's called what, EBITDA, something like that. So ours is the gross yield before management fee, before service charge, before taxes. So all those things will come in. Yeah. So you get management fee of about 8%, I think. Service charge, I think most of them is like 1,000 shillings. So I don't know how that comes to. That comes to about, I don't know, 6-7%. And then on your rent, you need to pay taxes. Now, tax is everywhere. But I think even if you invested in shares, you still have to pay a broker. I think if you put your money in a fund is even worse. They have the 220 rule, yeah? So they charge you 2% of whatever you have invested, whether or not you make money or lose money, they still charge you 2%. And then they charge you 20% of any profit that your money generates. So the fees will always be there regardless. So the 9% is gross. Okay. James Charlo following, thank you. Wells. Isaac Kilemi, is there a specific age for a married couple to start investing? Hey, when Isaac Kilemi, it looks like you are really tying this this investment thing and the marriage thing together, which is a wonderful thing. Yeah, if you sort out money in your marriage life, you will not sort out everything, but you will sort out a huge part of your marriage. And if you sort it out through investments, you have sorted out the children and the future, which is a wonderful thing. I think start at the beginning. Start investing at the beginning. We started when my wife was 25, I was 29, going on 30. That's when we started. So just start. Whether you got married early, whether you're getting married late, when you're coming together, start. Start together. I think you can never make a better decision in your marriage. That will be one of the best decisions that you can ever make in your marriage. Simon Dungu. Does Savo deduct the tax before remitting the rent to the owner of the unit? No, generally no. I'm yet to check, but I think unless you have given us the authority to do so. So we'll give you the rent, and then the responsibility of paying tax is on you, but I need to find out whether they have a provision where you can tell them, okay guys, please give me my rent net of taxes. Yeah, but again, maybe let me talk a little bit about that, so that as you are receiving your income, whether it's your rental income or from any other type of investment, to benefit most from compounding, don't eat the children of your investments. Let your investment, treat it as the seed. Then when it gives you back a return, pay the fees, pay whatever, pay your taxes, whatever remains, take it back. Reinvest. That is the only place you're able to gain from compounding. My daughter Constance Mwakio, a very special girl to me, and she knows why. Hi, should I tweak my investment strategy as I age I'm young though. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful question. I'm really, really glad that you follow these things. It's a wonderful question. I think as you grow, you learn. You grow, you learn. You might be fortunate and say and find your way early. And say, okay, I've done this, I have found it, and I'm sticking to it. And that's fine. That's beautiful. But you stick there not because you say, this is where I started, so I must end up here. No, even if you're sticking there, you're always asking. Remember the 4 questions. Is this meeting a need in the world? Am I really good at it? Do I understand the economics? Am I passionate about it? You know, if the answer is yes, stay there. If the answer begins to change and evolve, change with it. Yeah, so don't have dogma. Don't be caught in an area. Be free your mind. Have principles that that make you grounded. But in your actions, have a very free mind. And question. We have to question what we do every day. Sometimes you question, like I did when I moved into cows and whatever it is. I questioned by letting go of the guiding principle. So my actions changed, which is fine, but my guiding principle also changed, which is wrong. So you need to have a set of questions that sort of keep you grounded. Once those are grounded, then the actions can change, as long as that bit is grounded. Don't move the center. Yeah, let the planets move round, but let the sun stay still. Yeah, so yes, tweak according to the knowledge that that you're receiving. Okay, Karuga-ish. No, Savo does not deduct the tax. However, we can offer the tax service as an additional service on request. Emily. Oh, okay. Oh, this is my wife. Why is she called Karuga-ish? I'm wondering, that's a very funny name. Okay, I understand the Karuga. The ish bit I didn't get. Okay, that's Emily. So Stephen Muthuo. I personally have the skills to build and a good understanding how the real estate works, but I am short of cash. Where would you advise a person in my position to start? Let me teach you how to be my competitor. Understand your market. Ask yourself, okay, I have the skills and I can build. Why am I doing what am I doing? Who is my customer? I talked about the lean canvas, how to build, that's a beautiful question. How to build a good business model. Just go, I don't know, a couple of weeks back, just check on YouTube or whatever, you'll find the business model. Yeah? Just do that, read the book Running Lean, and you'll find out. You'll find out how. So don't think of capital too quick. It's the wrong question. I think one Stephen Muthuo. That's the wrong question. The question should be, where is my market? Capital, you're after cash. Market, you're also after cash to run the business. Yeah. Source of capital is a bad place to get cash. Source of market, you can't go wrong. Yeah. So my thing will be start by reading Running Lean. I talked about business model a couple of weeks back, so just check that out also. I really hope it helps. And I'm here. I'll be happy to advise. Okay. Japheth Chamwada David, I love that. Just start. Wonderful. Japheth Mungela, a bit off topic. How do you manage to stay humble and grounded amid all the success surrounding you? How do you manage to stay humble and grounded amid all the success surrounding you? How do I put this? One, I have seen what arrogance has done to me. Arrogance has punished me time and time again. So trying to keep this way is not natural, because I know the punishment that has come with bravado. So I try to keep myself in this place because I know what foolishness has done to me. Yeah, the mess it has brought to my personal life, to the family, the finances. And I've said in this before, niko na kiburi cha kuzaliwa. I have that a lot, so that's one. Number two, maybe a little correction there. What is success? I will I will give you my definition of success for now. I define success, it has evolved over time, but my definition for success now is how many people have I guided to be financially independent? How many people have I taken from where they are, and through our teachings and our products and our services and everything we do can say, I never have to worry about my family. I can eat, I can drink, I can take my kids to school. I never have to think about a job because of what Mcharo and his team have done for me, or what I've learned through them. Now, if I use that criteria, I don't have even one. So not yet. Yeah, not yet. And again, I'm a bit slow in talking about success because it's a worrying thing. Again, many years ago, there used to be a program on TV called, I don't know, Success or The Road to Success or something. And one guy was asked, are you successful, or some question to that. He said, and I liked his answer, and I will say it to you. I would like to be judged after I'm dead. Because you can start well and then mess it up. I read the book of Proverbs, and Solomon got good advice from his son David and gave his son wonderful advice. 31 chapters of amazing, amazing advice. And the beggar didn't follow his own advice. He fell off the track. So my prayer is that after I'm gone, then people can come and say, okay, I think this guy was successful or he wasn't. Yeah, but my criteria for success is how many people have I moved from where they are to being financially independent. Now, whether it's a laborer who has worked for us, or it is someone I'm paying school fees for, or it's someone who works within Savo, or someone who invests within Savo, that is the thing. And so far, I do not have one success story. So I really pray that at some point I will do that. Okay. I hope I've answered your question, Bonachalo. No, Mungela, Jeffet Mungela. So comes to James Chalo. Mcharo, do you offer financial consultation services? Do you charge? How much would you like, or do you charge? How much would like to see you personally? No, at the beginning, when we were, I told you about, we had 7, 8 failed business models, and financial consultancy was one of those. But now we don't. When one comes and they want to invest, or they're just thinking and they have questions to ask, for now I'm happy to share the little I know. This F.I.R.E. Friday, this discussion, this is one of the ways I use to sort of spur a specific way of thinking in you. But I can't say that we offer it as a service, as a company. No. We don't. Why don't we? My wife is a chartered financial analyst, so we literally could have a wing that does that. But for now, we feel that all our energies need to be fully engaged in the thing that we are doing now. Then let us begin to teach. If in time this develops to be something that is necessary, I know we will. I mean, a question like that, who knows? Maybe you're being prophetic. Yeah, we might start thinking, and as we grow now, branch out, because we're all about financial independence. So maybe in time we might have to broaden our thinking about how to engage on financial matters. Okay. Sharon Jepkoech, thank you very much. Miss Maina, please shed some light here. Audio and visual is good on Instagram. Nice. Is good. Oh, good. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. Emily Mcharo, I think answering a question. Muturi, your question on buying land is best to invest in assets that start generating for you cash flows immediately, which might not be the case with land. Okay. Emily Mcharo, if you buy land, having a clear short-term investment plan will help. Okay. Wonderful. I think my wife usually gives very nice advice on financial matters and other matters as well. Okay. Any question that I've missed so far? Okay. So bring them on as I share something else here. I had mentioned about reasons not to save. One of them, you can't build wealth. You can't pile it up. you need to take care of compounding. And savings with its, I don't know, 2%, I don't know what percentage they give on savings accounts. That's a reason not to. Another reason is inflation. The interest you get will usually be much less than the inflation. So why do you want to put your money in a place that is I mean, it's like putting it in a bowl on the road, and then the wind will just come and it will evaporate. Yeah, so don't. That's a good reason not to sell, not to save. Another thing is accessibility. You see, we are all human. We all have temptations. Yeah, so if you have money in the bank, it's accessible. I mean, you have the bank, you can go there and cash. You have a check, you can write. You have an ATM card. You have mobile money. You have. I mean, it's so easy to reach the money and say, okay, what if I put it in a fixed deposit account? Still, you can still access it. Yeah. So if you can access it, then temptations will always come, and emergencies will come, and friends will ask, and family will ask. As long as the money is accessible, as human nature, it will disappear. Yeah. So for that, I say, don't save. Especially like I have a natural tendency to give. Yeah, it comes very easily to me. I don't have. So for me, if you ask me, I will give. But if I don't have, I can just come and be very truthful and say, oh, by the way, I don't have. Yeah, so you want to protect yourself like that. Questions? Nothing yet. One by Simon on YouTube. Simon, I have not seen it. Simon Dungu. Yes. Oh, sorry. I had missed that one. Simon Dungu. Does Savo offer construction services? That is, if I have a piece of land that I intend to develop, can I contract you to develop? I'm not referring to joint venture. As a contractor, no. As a joint venture partner, yes, we can discuss that. But as a contractor, no. Why? We I think, having listened to me, we have tunnel focus. I like to have one partner, and that one partner is the investor. Even if someone came with land, I consider that person an investor because they have brought land, or someone else can bring in cash. Yeah, I have one customer, and who is that customer? The resident, the person who lives in our area. Once I have my investor, my source of cash is the only person I must please, is the only person I think about, and my customer is the person who is the only source of cash for my investor, is the only person I think about, then I can concentrate. Yeah. But feeling that I've been an architect before, and I know the amount of work that being a contractor is, because being a contractor, you have to look for work, you have to do the work, you have to look for the payment, you have to play the politics. It's too much work. So for that reason, we have the construction skills, but we're a bit selfish, we only construct for ourselves. We have the architectural skills, we're a bit selfish, we only do for ourselves. Why? So that whatever we are doing, we're able to deliver it better. We are still, I mean, even now that we are only focusing on ourselves, we are still not doing a very good job. I think if we need to be here, we are still here. So if we begin to get into other areas, I think we are going to mess that up. We have a long way to go. Jeff Bezos says he's on day one. I mean, richest man in the world, running one of the biggest companies, and he says he's on day one. I think I would like to have that kind of mentality, that we are on day one on this service and product that we are trying to build. So for that reason, we don't go out. I cannot even design a house for a relative or a friend. No, I will not. Yeah, so that we're able to focus on this. Okay. Stephen Muthuo, kindly speak on the concept behind Savo's building facades and how it ties to Savo's business model. Very good. I've never had anybody online asking me about the facade. My training as an architect and my passion as an architect was based on originality. Do this thing, do new, try, move, change, Then one time, I did a house for a rich man here in Ridgeways. And I had all these ideas, and I went to him, I told him, Mr., I will not mention his name, I want to experiment all these ideas on your house. He says, young man, don't experiment. Just do for me what you know works. And there's a rich man, he used to run a stock brokerage company. Yeah, do for me what you know works. Don't experiment with my money. Yeah, and I thought, this guy, old-fashioned, nini. And then there was another fairly successful architectural company, but all the buildings seemed to look the same. And one of the guys was my friend. One of the guys who worked there was my friend. And I asked him, what are you doing? You guys are not creative at all. Then he told me, if you go to the supermarket and see Blue Band, how do you know it's Blue Band? Or you see Omo, or you see any product, what is there? It has a distinct look. Yeah. So for us, this was Stephen. For us, our buildings are our billboards. We would like someone to say, where is Savo? Savo is on Kiamburo somewhere. When you get there, you will see it. Very good. Yeah. And also, I realized, because we offer an investment, when an investor comes and says, here's a unit, it's occupied, and he asks you, the other one, how does it look like? It looks like this one. Yeah. So we will be tweaking, we will be evolving the facades. We will not change them. If you now see Skywalk, okay, if you look at Laser Place, Savo Studios, 90 Degrees, and Coral Bells, they were all, the standard facade, very standard. But come to Coral Bells, we have put this office like where we are now, and sort of given it a little twist, right? You go to Royal Suburbs, same standard facade, but with the steps. So that gives a little twist, a little flavor. If you go to Skywalk, we have now twisted it even further. So who knows? Maybe in time it might change, but we'd like a story. Yeah. If you look at Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola has remained, in fact, I think best product in the world, one that never needs to change. But if you look at Mercedes, everything from the first Mercedes to the one that is now, very different. But it has been an evolution. I think we would like to go for the evolution. So for us, and how does it tie with our business model? We didn't want to experiment on the building. Let me be clear. Going forward, we will experiment on building materials, building technology, and those other things. At the beginning, we wanted to have everything very conventional, except the business model. Yeah, but the building needed to be beautiful. Remember, our purpose to enable investors achieve financial independence through low risk, high return, affordable, amazing apartments. So our apartments needed to be amazing, but also affordable. Fortunately, I think I had good teachers in school. And then I think my sixth year teacher was a theorist. He never built much. I don't even think he has ever built more than 4 or 5 buildings. But he taught me how to think conceptually, and I wrote my thesis on architecture and the spirit of man. So one of the chapters there were the laws of beauty. Yeah. So if you can believe it, monotony, repetition is one of the laws of beauty. So because everything is so repetitive, but depending on where you're looking it from, whether you're on the side or this side or up or down, it keeps changing and becomes, we gain our beauty from monotony. People try too hard, but I think simplicity, the sun, a simple circle, the horizon, a simple line, those are the things that create beauty in life. So, and we also hope that the way our facades look are the same way our business model will also begin to change. You can imagine our first 4 buildings were all standardized. The first tweak came when you're doing now Royal Suburbs. That's the very first tweak. And even then the facade didn't change. The second tweak comes in Skywalk. So, we want the same. We want the same in our lives, in our business models, and in all that. Okay? I can see we have about 10 more minutes. Emily Kinuthia, how did you know? I did not know Fire Friday was today. I have just stumbled on it while looking for something else on YouTube. I know I have missed the initial session. Karibu sana. So Fire Friday is today and every Friday. So be here I think we'll have a nice time. Thanks, Emily. Okay. Very good. My wife is helping me. Thank you. Toto, you should be here. You should be here more often. Unisaidie kufanya hii kazi. Okay. Dennis. Okay. Someone here. I just missed something. I'm a proud. That one I don't miss. I'm a proud student of this man. A good chunk of financial knowledge that I've gained to date came from his teachings. Wonderful. How did I miss that one? The name, please tell me the name again so that I can remember. Or can someone help me scroll up? It was who? Or Dennis Nyanaro. Wonderful. My man Dennis. Yes. A pleasure. One of the greatest men in this country. Yeah. Sally Kim. Also, what advice would you give chamas, investment groups that are looking to owning property together? I think there is power. There is power in the investment group. It's one of the most powerful things you can ever think about. I think Russia was built around that. I think America, the Savo movement was big. Kenya is huge. So chamas have been coming together and maybe just buying land because there was nothing that was affordable for them. But I would say, now that there are products in the market, as ours is, forgive me for marketing, as ours is, put your money somewhere where it begins to generate for you income. And the beauty of the small unit is, if you keep doing this long enough, if you say 10 of you, if you keep doing this for 5 years or so, you'll end up with 10 apartments. So you can still own them collectively, but should you ever need to split, each person can have their own. So we have chamas who own units together as a chama. We have chamas where the chama owns a few units and individuals within the chama own their own units. We have chamas who are building, they say, okay, we are 10 of us, our aim is to get to number 10. So all that works. So, but I think even in saving, maybe let me pick on that one, even in saving, get together with like-minded people, because money is one thing, but ideas is another thing. Yeah, on Saturday, I was talking to a group, Shonia Mohammed being one of them, and it's a group that they've come together to learn together. So I think once you belong to a group and you're learning together, you're putting your money together, you're encouraging one another, there's power. There is power in that kind of thing. So Sally, thank you very much. So Dennis, I can see again. Now I can see that. I can see the comment. A good chunk of your financial independence. Asante sana, David. Samuel Kibet. We need more of the how than the what. Very interesting. We need more of the how than the what. Okay. So if it's and that's a good thing. But the how, I will challenge you, the how, you need to start. Whether it is how to save, how to invest, how to live, how to get wealthy, how. Start, learn, run. I've given the story about the man who told me, young man, don't worry too much. You run as you run. Yeah? So to me, one is for the education, the other one is for the speed. So the how, because it might be wrong for me to come and say, okay, you must invest this way and this way and this way. I can only advise. But I agree with Samuel 100%. We need more of the how. But the how is gained in the doing. Most of the lessons will not come in this listening. This one, I hope, is like a seed, I'm hoping that it falls on good ground, that will sort of spur. But the seed growing and the germination and the produce and all that will happen by you getting things done. But I agree with you 100%. Okay? The full video will still be up for rewatch, for YouTube rewatch. Yes. Dennis. You're replying to last, my friend, last from Zimbabwe. Hi, I'm a bit late. I know I've just missed the juice part of the show. Karibu sana. That's the word for welcome in Kiswahili. Okay. Munanie, we have Fire Fridays every Friday at 6. Okay, very good. So I can see that. Morris Mwanzia. Hi, Leonard. Just realized you have a file number. Okay, well, if you know, you know. I'll tell you about the file number. I just realized you have a file number like me from that grade school. I noticed your target market is young families, given the pricing, simple design and sizes of the units. Yes, I can see Samuel Mwanzia was in the once grade school called Starehe. That's where I was. We are not doing too well. I used to really boast about my school, but we used to sing a song and says, give honor again and again to Starehe, where we became men. I will say that right now, the Minister for Education is our man. The CEO of Safaricom, no less, is one of us. So, and we were given powerful lessons by this man called Griffin. And one of the most powerful lessons he ever gave us, and I think every Starehe boy carries this: when you're given a cup to wash it better than it has ever been washed before. Yeah. So for those reasons, we honor that man and we honor that place. And yes, Brother Morris, we talk to young families and young people who can begin to build wealth. These are not houses to move in. These are houses where you can invest in and begin to build wealth. And my file number for the record is 8623. Every Starehe boy knows now that number. You don't even, I can forget my ID number. I can never forget my file number. Okay, Maurice, do you think this is a segment of the market that has been neglected for a while? Also, any projects planned or ongoing along Wayaki Way? Do you think, yes, the affordable range, affordable and amazing, that has been neglected. If you look now in the market, I don't know if there's anybody who is doing what we are doing. If there is, I don't know if there's anybody who is doing what we are doing at the scale at which we are doing. Yeah, so I think so. And even for the people you are targeting now as your tenants, those now have been totally neglected. The young aspirational urbanite, because like when you buy, then you get a tenant who is an even younger person. So I think that has been totally neglected. So I think there's that. Anything planned along Wayaki Way, you'll be surprised. We have something going on Ngong Road, which is not too far from Wayaki Way. Just as you get into Naivasha Road, so very near Wayaki Way. So you can invest in that one. But Wayaki Way, definitely, we are coming there. So Mombasa Road, Wayaki Way, Thika Road, Limuru Road, Jogoo Road, those are our areas. Yeah, so we are definitely coming there. Oops, I can see we have 3 minutes to go. Kevin Mudama, apart from the purchase price and stamp duty, what are the other entry charges for Savo projects in absolute figures or percentages? Legal fees, letting fees. Okay, when you are investing, it is of course the purchase price, the legal fees, which goes to the lawyer. We have negotiated that, so it's a small amount. The stamp duty, which goes to government, and a few minor charges. I don't know, electric meter, water meter, those things, but they'll all be there in the list, right? But when you are now getting you a tenant, yeah, the only fees now will be what is this thing called? The management fee and the one for taking care of the properties. Service charge. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, so I think those are the basic things that we have. Okay, let me see someone else here as we now wind up. Emmanuel, the ones that are written by my wife, I will not answer. Emmanuel Kisiangani, what would you say about the concern about the possibility of not having the monthly payment with the unpredictability of life? How do you handle these concerns even on the level of a developer? That is a very good thing. Thanks, Emily, for helping me with that word service charge. What has happened this year, for instance? People have been there and they're watching, and maybe if I lie, you can say. And people have been hit by COVID. We have really tried to understand. One thing we can guarantee you is you will never lose your money. You will never lose your money. So what we've done, we have changed our thinking. So someone has been paying and then they are unable to pay for job loss or whatever it is. We had internally to change our thinking from thinking about it as arrears. We're now thinking it as what alternatives can we give? Because we realize when someone is stuck, then they are going through stress. Yeah? And we are working really hard not to add to your stress. So some people, you're coming, a project is about to end and you really need to pay and you can't. Sometimes we ask you, are we able to take you to another project so that then we can lengthen your payment plan? Or what if you're taking maybe a 1-year payment plan, can we now lengthen that to 5 years? So we are more interested in alternative solutions than trying to, literally send what are they called, a debt collector to you, right? I hope I've answered that. Helen Guya, nice to hear from you. Good talk, really impressed. Keep it up. Thank you, Helen. And say hello to my mzee, Morris. I really appreciate. Wonderful. Sally Kim, hi Kevin, kindly drop me your email address. I'll share. Wonderful. I think we have touched on that. It is 7:01. Reasons not to save. I'll take 1.5 minutes. You can't build wealth. You need to compound, number one. Number two, inflation. If you save, your money will be eaten by inflation. Number three, availability of cash with temptation. So if you have savings, you'll always go and dip your hand in the cookie jar. Number four, extremely important, savings gives you a false sense of security. If I have 300,000 shillings in my bank account, I have 1 million shillings in my bank account, in my mind it's a lot of money. But when the emergency comes, how much can that really take me? But if I get into investment, I will always feel like I don't have enough. But before you know it, oops, it's more than 300K. Oops, it's more than 1 million. Oops, it's more than 5 million. So investment always tells you add. Savings tells you, you're a big man, you have reached. It's like having your barn. Your barn is full of food. What do you do? You go and you sit. Yeah. But if you're if it's always flowing, then your barns never fill, your dam never fills. Why? Because it is flowing. Number five, the opportunity cost. If you put your money in the bank, if I'm the banker, I use your money to invest. Yeah, to loan others and to do other things, to make the money flow. So you do what the bank does. If you want to put your money in insurance, do what the insurance company does. That's how to think like a wealthy person. Why should you save? As I finish, why should you save? 3 simple reasons. 2 reasons and another question and a comment. So one reason, you want to have the discipline to spend less than you earn. So right from the beginning, I think Kilemi had said, when do we start? How much should I be earning? Immediately start earning, spend less than you earn. So just to build the discipline. But have it as a short-term goal. Number 2 is to build seed for your investment. Sometimes you need a deposit. Sometimes, your savings is 1,000 shillings and you wonder, where can I save this? But if you save it a bit, then you're able to build that as seed. Yeah. So should you save in a bank or in a circle? You know my answer. Save in a circle. Yeah. Why? It brings you together. In fact, save in a circle as a chama. Go together as a chama. It brings you the power of numbers, the power of ideas, the constant, the meetings, they generate for you something inside, because saving is so that you're able to build an investment. Okay, Shonia, thank you for the session. Very informative. Thank you very much. Nguhi, phone sense of security. I'm running with that point today. Asante sana. All right, guys, it's been amazing as usual. So, okay, guys, I'm poor in this thing, so help me. Share. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Let's spread this thing. I can see the numbers are going up, but let's subscribe and ask questions. Where we are going wrong, please be our harshest critique. I know if the criticism comes from you because you care, we will take it. Yeah, I'll tell you that for nothing. Today I met some residents here, and they questioned me very seriously on some of the things that we as a company are doing wrong here to them. And we will make changes. So please question us, and we want to get better. So God bless you. Have a wonderful Friday evening. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. Nambarikiwe sana, sana, sana. Thank you. Tumemaliza? Ama we are still recording?